Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Formex Essence. Now, before we get into the watch, let's take a quick look at the box here. This box is actually pretty heavy, heavy duty, leather cased. I'm assuming it's a plastic box with this leather case and pillow here. And comes with a nice manual. So Formex Essence. I actually have not looked at all this manual yet, and I'm not planning on it. I don't really read the manuals, but I'm actually quite impressed with this watch. It has a lot of technology to it, and the movement is COSC. Looks like French or Swiss there. I'm not sure exactly what that says, but here, I'll let you read it. So I've not had a watch that is COSC certified before. Goes through certain measurements in different positions, face up, face down, all that exciting stuff. I think it has it all listed in here. So what it means is this watch is more accurate than most mechanical movements. It's very neat. I've never seen this paperwork before. So I'm sure you can find videos much more informed than mine on this topic. So let's put this back in the box here. Formex Swiss watches. So I have enjoyed my time with this watch. I've actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. I first remember seeing these on a Long Island watch video, maybe a year or so ago. Can't remember exactly how long it's been. It kind of reminds me of a Rolex Oyster Perpetual, just with the indices in hands with the black dial. But this has a textured dial with horizontal grooves. I'll shine my flashlight on it in a moment here. You can see it's Swiss made. Again, it says Formex Essence automatic chronometer, and it's chronometer because it's COSC certified. So let's hit this with a flashlight and see if we can check out the textured dial there. I guess I didn't wind this up. My apologies. Let's get this movement going. And speaking of the movement, it is either a Sellita SW200-1 or it could be a STP1-11. And again, it is COSC, obviously an automatic watch. So you probably noticed there that I was able to hand wind it without unscrewing the crown. And that's because it is simply a push-pull crown. One neat thing about the crown is that it has the, it's engraved with the hex head shape there, which matches the four screws here on the, well, it's not actually on the bezel, but we'll say they're on the face of the watch, or the bezel of the watch. They're almost all in sync with each other. I don't know if these are functional or just for looks. I can't figure out what the function would be actually. So it's like I said, I like this watch. I appreciate the technology that goes into it. It does have some brushing and polishing. The watch is mostly brushed, and then the beveled edge there is polished, and then the edge of the bezel here is also polished. Nice large crown here. It does have male end links, but they do not protrude out that much farther than the lugs. I mean, this watch just, it feels quality. It feels very well made. I think you actually get a lot of watch for the money. I'll just get it right out of the way here. The only really picky thing about this watch is the name, the Formex name. Yeah, I know, Rolex is a made-up name also, but Rolex just sounds much better than Formex. So I hate to bring that up, but it's a name on the watch, and you're going to look at it every day. But other than that, I think it's a great watch. I do not care for the screws. I would rather just have a plain bezel. And also the other party trick about this watch is that the movement in everything inside of the case is on a spring, or it could be multiple springs. I don't know. I'm not taking it apart, but it does float up and down. I would say probably 2 millimeters. So if you wear your watch really tight and your wrist expands with the heat, then this will move up and down and give you some comfort there, which is good because it does have a butterfly clasp. I'm not a fan of butterfly clasp, but this one is really well done. So now I can't say I've never seen a butterfly clasp that I like, because I kind of like this butterfly clasp. It's very well done. The links are small enough that you can size it pretty close to what your wrist. And also this does have another party trick here. I didn't know this at first, but I was taking a look at how this clasp is put together, and I could kind of see there's something going on here, and I couldn't figure out what it was at first. And then finally I realized it allows you to expand the bracelet. Mark may have gone over that in the Long Island Watch video. I don't remember. And now let's see, how do I get this? I did it the other day. Okay, there we go. So this does expand. I would say it probably adds another, I don't know, 5-10 millimeters, something like that. So it's not too bad to do once you figure out how to do it. You can just push this up and down, kind of folds out. It does fit a little funny. It looks a little funny when it's put back together here, but it does give you some extra room. But everything on it feels like there's ball bearings in here, because it doesn't just snap together. It kind of, it does snap, but it feels different. It's kind of hard to explain. Now this here is not a ball bearing, but this part here does have ball bearings. Let me open that up and I'll show it to you. So right there it has some ball bearings on both sides, obviously, and those just nest inside of here. There's a little relief cutout. So let's see if you can listen to this. Let me put it up to the mic here. It just sounds different, and it feels different, but it's kind of a good feeling. So very well made butterfly clasp bracelet. I like everything about this watch, pretty much, except, well, I shouldn't say everything, except for the name on the dial, and then this, I really don't care for the spring mechanism and the way the screws look here. If they were to make one of these without that mechanism and slightly smaller, I would consider buying one of those. But as you can see there, I just quickly release the bracelet. It does have quick release here in the end links. So let's take a look at this movement together here, and then I'll put it on wrist. So this does have a custom rotor with thermally blued screws. I don't know if you can tell which movement this is, whether it's the Solita or the STP, but they are both clones of ETA movement. So right there it says chronometer, Swiss made, and there's some other numbers on here. I'm winding this the right way. It is upside down after all. So let's put this back together, and I'll put it on wrist. This is slightly big for my 6.5-inch wrist. Let's see, how did I get this on here last time? Yeah, so it went in pretty easily there. So this is 100 meter water resistant, again with the push-pull crown. It has sapphire on the front and on the back. There's AR coating on it. It also does come with, well, this one it came with the Italian leather strap with the carbon composite deployant clasp here. If I would consider that butterfly clasp or not, but that also does have a quick adjust. And then it has the silicone straps as well. I will attempt to put this on both of these straps here. I've not played around with these yet, so we'll see how easy it is to get these on here. And it does have BGW9 Super Luminova. So we'll check out the Loom in a little bit. So let's get this on wrist. So one thing you can't get around with the butterfly clasp is it does take at least one more movement to get it on wrist, on and off wrist. Then you have to remember which one to put on first. It's not that one. You need to put this one on first. And you come over with this one here. And there it is on my 6.5 inch wrist. No, I forgot to go over the specs on this, the measurements. So let's just do it on wrist. The lug to lug is 50 millimeter. The case diameter is 43 millimeter. Thickness is 11 millimeter, which is a good thickness, 11. It's not a dive watch. That's why it's 100 meter and it's not quite as thick. And the lug to lug on the fixed center link is 52.7 millimeter. The bracelet tapers down from 22 down to 20. I do appreciate tapering on a bracelet. It could have tapered a little bit more, maybe down to 18. It still does look kind of, straight going all the way up. It only really tapers at the very end here. And the crown on this is 6.7 millimeter. Not a bad size for this watch. It is a larger watch after all. So again, I have a 6.5 inch wrist with a 52 millimeter wristband. So that center link is technically slightly wider than my wrist. May not look like it in this view here. May see a little better perspective when I zoom out. But it does taper down and it fits right into the bracelet, so you really don't notice it too much. So there is not a rotating bezel, but I think that the dial is a little smaller than what the case dimensions would indicate. The bezel does slope up, and the dial's not all the way out to the sides. Here's my SKX009 for size reference. This is a 42 millimeter case with, I think it's 48 millimeter lug to lug. Let me get my turtle in here. It's a little bit closer of a size. The turtle is 44 case diameter. And remember the lug to lug on this. I don't know if the dial is the same size as that turtle or not. So let's put them side to side and take a look. That dial's a little bit larger on the Formex, so. All right, I'll put the leather one on here on camera, and then I'll do the silicone one off camera since this video is running pretty long already. So that was easy enough there. See if I do this the right way. I think, well, probably doesn't really matter. I think this part will be facing down. And these are curved quick release spring bars, curved bars on both the leather and the silicone strap. So I already lost which way this was facing. All right, here we go. Hopefully I can get this in here without scratching anything. A little more difficult that it's curved. Maybe I will have to do this one off camera. Okay, that one is in there. Let's open this up. Give a little more play here to... Okay, so I guess this one doesn't fold out of there, so it's not exactly a butterfly. Or does it fold out? Yep, there we go. So yeah, that is a butterfly clasp. Come on, get in there. Oh, the bottom one came out this way. I might have to pause the video and play around with this a little bit, so I'll be right back. All right, so I was finally able to get it in. I wasn't pushing it all the way up against the case. So even though it does have the curved spring bars, you still need to put this right up against the case here. So let's see how it looks on the leather strap. I think I prefer it on the bracelet. The bracelet does look very nice. But let me know what you guys think, bracelet or strap. Let me get this on wrist, and then I'll put it on the silicone strap. Oh, before I do that, I wanted to show you this quick adjustment here. It's kind of another trick on this watch has. You push this side in here. Maybe I'll do it from this side. So you push this in right here, and then you can slide this back and forth for adjustment on the fly. I think there's 5 different positions in here. So there's a lot of technology with this watch. Let me get this on wrist. I've not actually had this on the leather strap before. All right, maybe I need to put this one in first and then slide this one through here. All right, there we go. Probably should have tightened this up a little bit. Kind of annoys me with the tongue sticking out there. If my wrist was larger, this would be underneath the watch and not as obvious sticking out there. So there we go. It's a highly polished case there between the lugs. All right, now it's time to put it on the... I'm supposed to push this in or just pull it out? Nope, this comes out. I don't need to push the button there. That's solely for adjusting the micro adjustment here. So, all right, let me pause the video and I'll put it on the silicone strap, and I'll be right back and show you how that looks. All right, so I just realized I may have called this a silicone strap. It's actually a rubber strap with these curved end links. It's not perfectly fitted to the case, but it does look like a pretty snug fit. And also I wanted to show you the back of the leather straps. See what it says here. Between you and us. Or a hashtag between you and us. And then it has Formex on the back of this one. It's just I don't know. They seem to really like to advertise their logo. Like it's big on the box here, big on the back of the strap, and also it's on the silicone as well. It's oh yeah, and this deployant butterfly class is also engraved. Let's see if I can show you the back of the silicone. Sorry, the rubber strap here. You can see the Formex. I hope you can see that with my lighting here. So right there, Formex. And then same thing on the back of the other one, I think. Yep. It's a hashtag between you and us. All right, let's get this back on here. Hopefully I put this on the right way. Let's try the last hole position. Or the first one, however you want to look at it. And so here it is on the silicone strap. I think I kind of like this better than the leather. It seems like a sportier watch, so I wouldn't dress it up on that leather. But really, I'd keep it on that bracelet. That bracelet's very nice, even though it does have the dreaded butterfly clasp. I'll see, put this one on first, and then bring this one over. So yeah, I'm on the last hole there, the tightest hole, and it is a little bit too loose for me. So if you have a 6.5-inch wrist, you may not want to wear this or buy this watch, but it works okay on the bracelet. So there we go, close enough. Oh, I kind of felt the suspension system there when I was pushing down on the. So push down on the case, you can see it flexing up. So there it is. Again, on my 6.5-inch wrist with the 52mm wristband. And again, the lug to lug on this is 50. So when you go to the silicone strap or the leather strap, you don't have that issue with the fixed center link on the bracelet. So anyway, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. Like the video. Leave a comment. And before I forget, I need to do the Loom shot. So let's see. All right, so that button there releases it from here. Basically, it just pushes. Oh, let me show you. Basically, just pushes these together. The same way the butterfly clasp works on the metal bracelet. This guy here. These are screw links, by the way. So, all right, I'll be right back with the Loom. All right, so on the left we have the Formex Essence, obviously, and then on the right we have my SKX 009. Again, the Formex has BGW9 Loom. It does look like a very nice color loom, but it's not nearly as bright as the SKX with the Super Luminova. Let me try and hit it again with my little dinky UV light here. Give it a little more charge. Need to replace the battery in this thing. So there you go. Just look at the loom here. It looks, when it's first charged, it looks nice, but it dies out fairly quickly. I think if it had larger indices, well, obviously if it had larger indices, it'd be a lot better, but it's not too bad for what it is. Loom isn't all that important to me anyway. So kind of funny how that second hand just covers the whole indice as it swings around there. So anyway, I think that will do it for this video. Sorry for the length of it. Just a lot to cover here. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.